Wong's right on the money. Amy Solway has Alport syndrome.
One was a scientist. She gotta know we had something on her. Why agree to a blood test?
Probably because she thought she could fool us by giving right after dialysis. But her kidneys are in such bad shape, the dialysis only helped a little. There's something else.
Well,
Amy's blood has higher than normal levels of calcium and parathyroid hormone. I think she has a condition called renal osteodystrophy.
What's that?
A disorder that causes severe bone deterioration and eventually death. Almost always seen in people who've been on dialysis at least 5 years.
So what's keeping her alive is also killing her.
Slowly and painfully. She's in so much excruciating, constant pain that she might consider suicide.
Crime Lab says the print on the syringe plunger is Christina's.
So that means Christina injected herself with insulin.
And Amy Solway definitely brought it to her. Her print's the one on the cylinder.
Docket ending 414. People versus Amy Solway. 1 count. Manslaughter in the 2nd degree.
I see you've hired a new attorney, Miss Solway.
Barry Mordock for the defense, Your Honor.
How does your client plead? Not guilty. Bail, Miss Novak? Can we approach? The people believe Miss Solway is a suicide risk.
Based on what?
Of the pain caused by her debilitating bone disease. So you want to keep an eye on her for her own protection.
That's unfair, Your Honor. What my client needs is continued access to her dialysis 3 days a week.
We will have in the prison ward of Bellevue Hospital, along with 3 squares a day and indoor plumbing. Step back. Defendant is remanded without bail.
Miss Novak, I believe in the Constitution. I'll bet you do, too.
You're reaching, Mr. Mordock. This case is about murder, not free speech.
I disagree. So does my client.
Your client handed Christina Narrett the weapon she killed herself with.
She didn't force Christina to use it.
Law doesn't make that distinction.
The law in this case is the problem, not what Amy Solway did.
Your client's not a violent, cold-blooded killer. We may be open to a deal.
Oh, we're not interested in a deal, Ms. Novak. Amy wants her day in court.
She does and you do.
I represent my client's interests, not my own.
Well, then talk to her. Don't let her spend what time she has left in prison.
You've already locked her up, and for no good reason.
I'm sorry, I can't take the chance you're wrong.
Then let your Dr. Wong evaluate her. He'll tell you Amy's no more suicidal than you or I.
You have Alport syndrome, so you've been deaf since you were born. Was it hard growing up that way?
No.
My father was deaf, so I've never known anything else. Even the kidney failure didn't bother me because I knew it was coming. What I wasn't ready for was the pain.
Are you on the list for a kidney transplant?
Yeah.
But they haven't found a match for me yet. The pain is what made me first think about suicide.
Did you talk to a therapist?
3.
They put me on antidepressants. But I told them that didn't change the fact that I was dying of kidney failure. So I stopped seeing them.
And yet you're still here, so you must have found some way to cope.
I started a blog. People responded. Turned into my own little community of support.
Is that how catchingthetrain.com started?
Yes.
One day someone wrote that she wanted to kill herself. She was suffering mentally, not physically.
What did you tell her?
To get help. That she should be thankful that she wasn't dying. She wrote back and asked me who was I to assume that her suffering couldn't be as bad or worse than mine.
Well, how did that make you feel?
I realized that I was judging her, just like the shrinks judged me. So I wrote back, and I told her she was right. That I supported her choice.
No, but you did more than that with Christina Narrett. You helped her die. She could have been helped to want to live.
You believe that suicide's wrong because it's your job to save people.
Medicine and psychiatry are about how to improve the quality of life, not how to end it.
Antidepressants and therapy never worked for me. I still think about suicide every day.
But something keeps you from doing it.
Those people on the internet. Who'd help them if I'm gone?
The irony is that her website gives her a reason to live.
Playing God with people's lives, she's like Kevorkian.
Come on, Munch, all the stuff you whine about. Don't tell me you haven't once thought about hanging it up.
I believe life's worth living.
Amen.
I don't know. If I had something like Huntington's disease and all I had to look forward to was a long and horrible death, I can't say I wouldn't think about suicide.
Murdoch's going to try and stack the jury with people like you. He's going to put the assisted suicide statute on trial. Jury nullifies, precedent set, then the law can be ignored.
Which is exactly what Amy wants. The right to take our own lives.